Hey guys, wish me luck. I'm interviewing my boss. Let me just check out my lipstick. Sorted. I think we're good to go.
My goodness me.
Hello!
Oh my word.
You are in the hot seat today.
It's all been reversed.
We are 8 months in.
8 months.
Can you imagine?
I can't.
So I think we are going to mic you up.
Okay.
You feeling good?
I'm feeling rather excited now. All the big numbers and the...
You can just...
Anyway, here. Shall I put it here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very relaxed.
Yes. Yes.
How does it feel to be on the other side?
It's actually rather exciting. I didn't have to prepare for it.
That's actually what I wanted. I didn't want you to prepare. So, Are we good to go, guys? We're good to go, I think.
Yes, we are ready.
Okay.
Perfect.
Lovely.
I'm just going to be shooting a lot of questions at you.
Yes.
So, 5 million views. Can you imagine? I think I want to start with just like what you do to all of your guests.
Yeah.
Tell us, who is Paul Miller?
Oh my word. So I think I'm an amalgamation of many experiences and people I've met along my way that have had such a big influence on my life. I suppose it starts with your parents always and the values they instilled in you. And then along the way you get to meet people that hold your future in their hands. People like your wife, your children, mentors. These are all people that shape you and form you. And I'm always proud of the fact that I've been so privileged to meet interesting people, people that have had such influence in my life and have had such an ability to change my direction and to give me so much opportunity and so much grace. So that's probably who I am. I'm a product of all those engagements and all those relationships, and it's something I treasure very deeply.
Yeah, it's very special, eh? So thank you for that, Paul. And we'll get a bit more into your mentors and who inspired you as a leader, so you can think about that so long. But I want to take you back to maybe about 10 months ago.
Yeah.
To give people also an idea of the short timelines you give.
Yeah.
So you told me about a podcast. So maybe talk to us about what made you want to do a podcast.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
I suppose I'm a strong believer that very little comes from comfort and very little comes from a place of safety. And every year I try and set myself a goal, a physical goal. Sometimes it could be participating in a race that I feel I have very little chance to actually finish or do well in, all the way through to things that I feel will just stretch me emotionally or stretch me probably from a cognitive point of view. The other thing, I enjoy conversations with people, and I'm not really good with small talk.
Yeah.
I really like to have deep conversations, and I like to think and reflect on life, and I'm a very keen observer of the world around me.
Yeah.
And I think a lot about it. And so what a privilege to sit down with these guests who probably like me have thought hard about life.
Yeah.
And had some really strong visceral experiences that have shaped them and formed them. I think of people like Rachel Khaleesi,
Yes.
who through a set of events was forced to change the direction of her life. Some of the vulnerable guests, like the conversations we had around building businesses.
Yeah. Like
Pepe Marais. And he's so open about his failings and his shortfalls and his need for growth. And I think it was that temptation to meet fascinating people and to talk about some very deep concepts and considerations for life. I think life's a beautiful thing, but it's even more beautiful if you start to think hard about it and understand it better.
Yeah, that's great. And I think it's such a privilege to be able to have created spaces for other leaders to share this, because it also creates spaces for people who are watching it to feel comfortable in their failings. So I want to reflect on leadership. So as we look back on the last 8 months, can't believe 8 months, what has surprised you the most about this experience?
I think the one thing that struck me is people's generosity. That people that came on the podcast are busy individuals. In fact, if you look at them, they are highly experienced speakers. Eric Kruger, international speaker, he runs a podcast that has won many awards, and yet I felt humbled that he gave time to come speak in it. And I think that shocked me, just to think that people would use a platform like this to try and get their word out and try and impact so many people.
Yeah. So we've been very fortunate, like you said, to have some amazing guests. What has been the one thing that has stood out for you that one of the guests have mentioned?
Sure. I think one of the things that stuck with me is changemakers. You wouldn't think it, but her success is so informed by her intentionality.
Yes.
I was quite shocked at how intentionally she goes about becoming successful, the price she pays for it. I think everybody wants to be changemakers in any format that you would imagine, but nobody wants to take the journey she takes to get there. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, her intentionality around sleeping, training every day. She eats a certain way. I mean, I don't know how many of us would be happy just to live on chicken and rice every day.
Yeah.
She does nothing else, but that is her focus. When she does her races, she breaks and remembers every kilometer, what pace, what speed, and she remembers the whole thing all the way through, and she tracks herself against it. And it made me realize that intentionality is the price she pays to be the success she is. And what a huge sacrifice. And I think all we ever see is her on Comrades Day, crossing the line, smiling. But very few of us actually pause to realize the price she pays to get there.
Yeah. And that is a really nice lesson also for other leaders, because you have to put in the hard work to actually get to those successes.
Yeah.
So I want you to share a bit more about yourself more. So people know you as the CEO.
Yeah.
But tell us something that people would be surprised to know about Paul Miller.
I'm not very good at reversing these conversations, Jen. I think the challenge with any leader is that there's an expectation on you. There's an expectation on you that you are, you have the full knowledge, you always have the answers, you always have the confidence and the conviction of your decisions. But a lot of the time, you don't. It's not that you doubt yourself, but you're wary of being the solution for everything.
Yeah.
And that you actually realize that without a strong team, without surrounding yourself with people that have a high level of commitment, a high level of belief in you, not necessarily in your ability to know the answers, but a belief in you. And I think that's something which I rely so heavily upon. Every day I arrive at work, I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed by the complexity. I'm overwhelmed by the expectation. And I'm always quickly reminded that I can't do this. I can't do this alone. And that I need everyone around me. So I think one of the things I really spend a lot of time on is trying to build strong people around me. And I try and make myself aware that my mood, my attitude, the way I come across, either creates a toxic space for others or it creates an environment where people can thrive. And I think I've come to realize my big job is not to know the answers, but it's to really enable others, empower others, inspire others. And I think it's partly born out of insecurity, of not knowing everything, and also realizing that together we can be so much stronger than just one individual.
That alone is surprising me, because I don't see that. I see you every day. I don't see someone who's overwhelmed. I see someone who's always creating space. So even that vulnerability, it means a lot to me, because it allows me even to sometimes just be vulnerable to with my team. Thank you for that. What has been the best piece of advice you've ever received?
Sure. You know, I lost my father quite early on in my life. And, you know, when you go through school, you think your parents know so little.
Yeah.
And then finally, when you get out of university and you start to look for a job, all of a sudden you realize, actually, a lot of the advice was very sound and very profound. As I was leaving and I was trying to go into the workspace, my father passed away.
Wow.
But before he passed away, he said to me, you know, if you're looking to go and build yourself a career, start at the bottom. And it kind of, and partly it was quite a gratifying thing, because it took the pressure off me to try and find that senior hot job, which felt pretty overwhelming. And to have the comfort to say, you know what, you can start here. You can start as a sales representative, a medical rep, and learn the business. Don't worry about title. Don't worry about how people perceive you. But take the time to actually learn the business from every angle. And I was very fortunate, because I entered in the pharmaceutical company. I started as a medical rep, and I was fortunate I did quite okay at it.
Yeah.
And at the time, the CEO of the business saw something in me I didn't see in myself. And from there, he rapidly progressed me through the company. And I got to the privilege of spending 2 years in a new role in the commercial space for the next 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Which meant that I probably wasn't chasing titles, because it meant sometimes that I went sideways for 2-3 years, even 4 years, even 5 years. But the base of my exposure and experience got so wide that when I started to move up in the organization, I pretty much had done those roles, and I understood what it took to be a success in them. And I think while it was a gratifying thing that the pressure came off me when that decision was taken to take those kind of humble roles, long term I came to realize it was a great asset for me. Because now as I lead an organization, I'm confident that I know what it takes to do those different roles. Yes, times have changed, but the essence remains. And I think it gives me a lot of empathy for the people leading those roles, and understanding of what they're going through. And sometimes you can be a little bit more patient.
Yes.
And allow them the time to figure it out, because you knew what it was like for you when you were once there.
That's so valuable, even that you can allow that, and you have the empathy for the people in your team. So what has shaped your leadership journey the most? Because you've started as a rep, you've led large organizations.
Yeah.
You find yourself in a space leading the Africa business.
Yeah.
What has really shaped your leadership?
So I think anxiety probably. You know, it's a funny thing when I finally got out of all my studies and were concluded, and I married my childhood sweetheart, and we got married, and what I didn't realize was when we got married, I inherited all her debt from all her studying. So all her college years, her residence years, and I had some loans as well. And I think the biggest gift I was given by my parents and her parents were they didn't help us. You know? They stood back. And it was the most shocking experience for me to realize what the big world was like.
Yeah.
Because we had no money. We had these very junior roles. We had a lot of debt hanging over our heads. And at that time, the interest rates spiked like crazy, went up to 15, 16, 17% on loans.
Oh my gosh.
And I soon realized that if I didn't get myself in gear and start getting promoted,
Yeah.
my life in the future was going to be a tough space.
Yeah.
And I think that really spurred me on to become ambitious and to think, look, what am I going to do to really get ahead? And what am I going to do to be a success? And it was born out of necessity. It wasn't born from ambition.
Yeah.
It wasn't born for wanting to be a CEO. It was just born out look, if I'm going to make this work, I better get moving.
I didn't have a choice.
I don't have a choice.
Yeah. That was a gift.
It was a gift. I was angry at the time and felt frustrated, but looking back, I realized it was intentional on their behalf.
Yeah.
And it did. It served as a catalyst for me to then start saying, well, look, put aside your anxiety, put aside your worries for the future, and start taking agency over where you are today and see how you can progress yourself.
That in itself, I think, is such a lesson to parents,
Yeah.
myself included, where you want to almost fix your kids' problems.
Yes.
You want to be the one that you don't want them to struggle.
Yeah.
But actually, them struggling and them trying to find their own way is actually the biggest blessing.
Yeah.
That's quite profound. This is something I'd love to learn.
Yeah.
What keeps you grounded when the pressure is high?
Yeah, so I think maybe it's a maturing thing. I think I've got to a place in my life now where I've seen so many movies, you know, of these things.
Yeah.
And it's not arrogance, but you come to have a level of confidence that there's always a way forward. There's always a solution. It's never a dead end. It's never a disaster. And even if it is a failure, it doesn't define you.
Yeah.
It really doesn't. It's just another opportunity to learn, another opportunity to push forward, because you are going to come back stronger and you are going to come back much better. And I think that has been a very empowering thing for me.
Yeah.
Is that I don't feel failure. I don't spend a lot of time ruminating over the past. I don't go over what I did wrong.
How do you stop yourself from focusing on it?
I'm very future focused. I'm very vision led. I'm very passionate about what's possible. I'm very passionate about the future. I love imagining. I love creating in my head what the world could possibly look like. How do we progress? When I joined CIPLA and we were ranked 7th, I set an ambition that we should become number 1. We're now number 2 in the prescription business. We're number 3 in the consumer business. I still believe we can become number 1.
Yeah.
For what reason? For reason of we'll reach more patients, we'll have a bigger impact in Africa. The legacy we started of caring for life in Africa and making a difference in HIV lives, I think has progressed way beyond that now, where we are leaders in 9 key therapeutic areas, and I believe that we can continue. And I think, in Africa we were ranked number 7, and I honestly believe we could easily get to being top 3 within the next few years. So I think a lot of that is I get excited about imagining. I get excited about the vision. I get excited about the impact and the innovation we can bring.
Yeah.
And I don't spend a lot of time on my failures. I don't spend a lot of time ruminating over errors. They don't haunt me.
That's good. That's very good. This is actually not one of the questions, but I'd like you to talk about what do you do to release stress? Like, what is when you're not at the office, what do you enjoy doing?
Yeah. My most exciting time of the day is probably from 5:30 to about 7:30. I love those 2 hours. They are my most valuable 2 hours. It's when I invest in myself. I spend a lot of time training 7 days a week, and it either includes running or swimming or cycling. And I love that time. I love that time of being on the bike or running even in the dark in winter in the rain. Because for that hour during the week, I'm completely allowing myself just to think about things. And I don't hold on to them. The thoughts may come. I let them come in. I may spend time on them, and I let them leave. But when I get to the end of that hour and I stop, it feels like I've solved every problem.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know if I have, but in myself, it feels like I have. And then I get an opportunity to sit down with Sally, my wife, and have breakfast with her and have a coffee and just talk about the week that's coming, the week that's gone. What are we planning for? What are we thinking? So by the time I get showered and changed and I'm out the front door, I feel like I've lived a whole day.
Wow.
And I feel ready. I feel absolutely bulletproof, that I've got it all figured out. Funny enough, I haven't. But my mind says I have. My mind says that I'm ready. I'm ready to face what the day brings. I'm in a good space. I'm in a good emotional space. And I'm excited about what the day is holding for me.
Yeah. A lot of leaders allocate that time to themselves.
Yeah.
Because you have to allocate time to look after your own health so that you can look after an organization. So, And
for me, a lot of it is about, I do that training because I know the difference it makes in my health. But also, again, it plays into setting myself up for races, setting myself up for those ambitious goals again. And I think it's that intentionality we spoke about with Gerdestein.
Yes.
I think the more you're intentional with your day, it just seems that it's not a 12-hour day. It almost feels like more a 15, 16-hour day.
Yeah.
But you get so much more out of it.
Yeah.
You know that old saying of, if you want something done, give it to a busy person. And I'm a great believer in that.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to just bring you back a bit to South Africa and just health and wellness in South Africa. What do you think are the, one or two things that South Africans need to focus on just from their health?
Look, the big stats tell you that, your most important thing if you want longevity is your fitness level. All the data points that the VO2 max, which is one of the biggest measures of fitness, is a big link to how long and how well you live. And I think if we can get out and walk and get ourselves mobile, I think not only is it good for your physical health, it's also good for your mental health.
Yeah.
It just releases all those hormones. It provides you that space we all need just to decompress and de-stress. The other one I think that's so critical is, just be a little bit selfish with yourself. Make sure that you make time for yourself. Carve out times of the day when you can just do something which gives you a lot of joy and a lot of happiness. It may be connecting with somebody. It may be picking up the phone to someone. It may be just taking a long road home to go past your mother.
Yeah.
I think making that human connect is so important. And I don't think we're doing enough of it.
Yeah.
I think in the last 10 years, the acceleration of social media has isolated us. We spend more time remote from each other, less connected. And I think we've got to find ourselves again, and we have to rebuild physical connect, time with people, time to listen to them, have a conversation with them, check in with them. I think it's good for us and it's good for them. And I don't think we're doing enough of that.
Yeah.
So that's that selfishness with your time, not just for others, but for yourself as well. And then I think also we've got to look at what we eat. You know?
Yeah.
As South Africans, we just love food. Our connect is built around food. A dinner's not a dinner. It's a platform to have a social connect. It's a platform to have a drink. It's a platform to feel home, to feel with the people that your tribe that you love. I think that's good, but sometimes we just need to make some better choices around what food we eat.
Yeah.
We are considered to be one of the most, overweight populations in the world.
Yeah.
And not surprising, we don't have a very good lifespan.
Yeah.
So I think we need to start looking at that a little more carefully. Not just how much we eat, but what we eat.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I do think if you take that seriously, it will make a difference in terms of just your well-being.
Yeah.
And I try to, and I do it well for a while, and then I fall back into old habits. But I think those are the three things I think we need to do more of.
Yeah. If you could speak to the CEOs and business leaders in South Africa and in Africa, what would be your one piece of advice to them and the wellness of their employees?
I think you have to be very aware that if you want to achieve your profit targets, your revenue targets, by expecting people to do more and to hold them to a higher accountability will only get you so far. People in South Africa right now are going through a lot. And to expect people to check out their problems when they walk in at reception and their concerns, their anxieties, worry about finances, worry about their family, their well-being, I think is unrealistic. And the more that you normalize mental health in your organization, and the more that you allow people to express exactly what they're feeling and what they're going through, and it's safe to do it, and there's no judgment around that, the better your organization will be. We talk a lot about anti-fragile organizations.
Yeah.
These are organizations that when they're put under pressure, they don't just resist that pressure, but they bounce back so much stronger. And I think anti-fragility is a direct function of the wellness of your people. If your people are feeling safe, if they feel that they're able to express exactly where they are emotionally and mentally, if they can seek help and they can get support, you will build a stronger organization. And not only will you build a stronger organization, but you'll build an organization that every time it gets hit, it'll come back better, harder, stronger. And I think if you put and invest your time into wellness, into mental health, into fitness, and even thinking about how do people sleep better, how do they eat better, I think you're going to create an organization that is actually fit for purpose, and you'll achieve your numbers. It's a little bit of a contradiction that just focusing on profitability and revenue alone, you may well get there, but your turnover rate...
At what cost?
At what cost? And I think you can only do it for so many years before it starts to collapse.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Paul. So, we'd like to know which podcast has made you the most nervous?
Probably my first one. My first one. I had no training. I'd never walked into a studio like that before. It's not that you don't know what you want to ask and the conversations you want to have.
Yeah.
Is it going to resonate with the person you're interviewing? And are they going to show up vulnerable? Are they going to be prepared to share deeply what they're going through?
Yeah.
Or they're going to stonewall you and just give you perfunctory answers. And I think the first one I feel sorry. My apologies to Matt. Matt Beers. I don't know why he agreed to do it. I probably should redo that one again with him.
We should maybe do another
I think I
take.
should call him back.
Yes.
I think I should call him back sometime.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was my first one. That was the roughest one.
Yeah. What question do you wish someone would ask you more often?
Sure. I suppose, how can I help them? I don't think people do that enough in business. You know, when you're a CEO, people expect you to frame a problem, propose alternative solutions, and give a commitment to closing it. That's how you talk to speak to someone very senior, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes I think if people just said, look, I don't know and I need some help or I need some guidance, it'll short circuit so much. And I think we should do it more, you know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or I'll figure it out, or could you help me? And I think that gives us all a little bit of comfort that we don't always have to know the perfect answer.
Yeah. I'll remember that for our next one-on-one. So if there was one guest that you could bring on, who would be your favorite, like, North Star guest?
Yeah. I mean, some of them have got into trouble, so they were stars, and then they went and did things wrong. I can't say a person, but the one conversation I would love to have is probably with someone who is really focused on the future. Someone who has a view of the future, because I spend a lot of time there. I get fascinated by it. I love to imagine what the world could look like. I love to imagine how our organization could be. I love to imagine where I'll be.
Yeah.
So I think talking to a futurist, someone who could shape out what the world could eventually evolve and become. You know, I had a conversation with Isaiah, who's the RMB
chief
economist. And it was really fascinating just to hear how he framed the conversation and how he took complex things and he showed how they joined together. And it was interesting because often we look at life as independent factors, risks, opportunities, threats. And they are, but there's a very strong interplay between them. And I think a futurist's capability to knit these things together and to tell a story, I think is amazing. It's profound. And I think that's the kind of conversation I'd love to have, is where are we going as a country?
Yeah.
Where are we going as a culture? Where are we going as an organization? I look at my sons and I just look at the rapid change that they've faced in their 30 years. If I go back to when I was 0 to 30, I never went through that.
Yeah.
So I'm fascinated at that rate and pace. And it's not just technology. It's the whole social dynamic. You know,
It's changed a lot.
It's changed a lot.
Yeah.
What's considered appropriate, what's considered a standard is now being completely upended. And it leaves you feeling sometimes quite confused.
Yeah.
So I'd love to be able to have that conversation.
Yeah. We'll keep searching. So I think I'm going to get into your last question, then we'll do a quick rapid fire.
Yeah.
So if we were sitting here a year from now and we're on 20 million views, what would success look like to you?
Sure. So, I mean, we've got ourselves to 5 million views.
Yes.
And I'm excited about that because that's potentially 5 million people that we've influenced, that we've been given the privilege and opportunity to sit with those people. Maybe it's a few minutes, but for those few minutes, we've had a conversation around mental health, We've spoken about leadership. We've spoken about how corporates could have social impact. And I think it's wonderful to think that we've now had that influence and allowed those messages to spread to 5 million people that were never connected to those conversations before. And I think that for me is an incredible, humbling thing.
Yeah.
I think also the other thing that would be a success is just to know that I've had the privilege of having conversations with very interesting people. And they've given up an hour of their time to be completely vulnerable, transparent, to have conversations that they're passionate about, and to really deposit something in my life.
Yeah.
Selfishly. But yet it's so encouraging to know that that message has gone out much wider.
Yeah.
So I think that's a second reflection. I think the third reflection is that I've come to realize that I'm such a small part of it. The success of getting to 5 million is built on people like yourself, Jen, who had the passion for this. The production team, the camera guys, the support I get from the whole Cipla creative team to really drive and to generate this. I'm very grateful for that because I'm very aware of the fact that without them, there'd probably be 5 views if I was lucky. And everyone who comes into the studio and gets interviewed is overwhelmed by the professionalism of the team. And when we put out the video, just the editing, how it's laid out, how it's put onto the different social platforms, I think that for me has been an incredibly humbling story.
Yeah. I mean, I can say that from the team here as well.
Yeah.
I think we are grateful to you that you allowed us to learn along the way. It's been brand new for all of us, and it's actually something to be so proud of.
Thank you, Jen.
Yeah, so thank you also for being the host that you were and and going with all of our crazy ideas.
As always.
As always. So I'm going to do a quick round for you. And you have to answer this very quickly, Paul. All right. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Boardroom or braai?
I do enjoy a boardroom.
You do?
Yeah,
Early bird or night owl?
definitely early.
Last book you read?
Sure, I'm a very poor reader. I like exploring things on the computers and the internet. So I get fixated on topics
Okay.
and I go down rabbit holes with them.
Yeah. I'm the same. Audiobooks or online?
Oh, I like audiobooks.
Yes, me too. So which one? Do you have one? An audiobook or not really?
I quite enjoyed the one with the comedian, Born a Crime.
Oh, Born a Crime, Trevor.
Trevor Noah.
Yes.
I really enjoyed that because his narrative just brings a depth to it.
Yeah, he's very good. One leader you admire?
Dr. Hamid, I think,
You've got a special relationship.
Yeah, he's the chairman of Cipla, and
And how old is he?
he's now well into his 90s.
Yeah.
And I've known him for 12, 13 years. And in that 12, 13-year timeline, he's never asked me about my profits. He's just asked me about the impact we're having in Africa and the change we're making in people's lives. I find that incredibly inspiring. I've tried. I've pulled P&Ls out in front of him, and he blanks up and just says, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Tell me about the lives in Africa, Tom. And he's done that for 13 years.
Yeah.
And that sincerity, that consistency, and to be driven with that level of passion is absolutely remarkable.
Yeah.
And so he's really inspired me in terms of my journey in Cipla.
Yeah. That's the legacy brand that we're building on, eh? Yeah. One thing that you want to learn or do in this year still?
Run a podcast.
No, that was last year. You need one more new Misogi.
Gee. Yeah, I think it's evolving as a leader. I feel like because things are going so fast and things are changing so rapidly, I feel like my leadership style has to change. And we spoke a lot during this time now about being less directive and always having the solutions, and rather about enabling others. I think that is something I really want to try and double down on.
Yeah. What is the one word or wish that you would have for South Africa?
Realization. I think as a nation, we sometimes doubt what we're capable of. And every now and again we have these moments of brilliance and we celebrate them, like if we win a World Cup, or if some athlete does particularly well, or we appear at the top of some stats that we're proud of. But I think realization that we actually can do this consistently, that it doesn't have to be once in a while, it doesn't have to be just with a certain group of individuals, that we are. And I've had the privilege, right, of working in many countries and living in different countries. And I think what we have here is very unique. And I just don't think we've got to that realization to understand that we are capable of shocking the world on a daily basis, not once in a while.
Yeah, that's powerful. And your leadership legacy, what is the one word that you want to be remembered?
Sure. I'm trying to think of the one word to capture it. Grace, I hope. That people are given time to figure things out. People are given support to get there. And I think it's probably using that word because I don't think I'm doing enough of it. That you don't judge people's performance or underperformance, that you're not quick to be critical. So it's not something which I have, but it's something which I had more of, is a little bit more grace. Allow the mistakes, allow people to stumble, allow people to not always have the answers, be a little bit more patient. Because, every year we measured in days, weeks, months.
Yeah.
We have to report. We've got to deliver certain targets. And I think sometimes that changes how we show up. And I'd love to be more graceful.
Yeah, that's powerful. Paul, thank you.
Thank
you
you
for your openness for this discussion. And congratulations. 5 million is by no means a small feat. We were aiming for the 100,000, so we're in the millions. So congratulations, and I think you've done an amazing job, and I think we have a lot more impact to have. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, team.
Good, well done.
I thought it was coming forward. Just